So this reading is going to be a short one, just about Beyonce and the energy surrounding her, because I just gotta check, mother, and see how she's doing. And well, as I'm shuffling, the Hermit card falls, and the Hermit card is the ultimate royal card. So it's really so easy for me to step into her energy, just like that, because I just find myself always connecting to her so deeply. And so yeah, there is something here about her just wanting to take more time for herself and just enjoying her freedom and just feeling a bit more freer than she usually is feeling. Seeking more knowledge, doing some things, tending to herself, spending some quality time with herself, or just away from the trouble, or just shielding herself in order for her to regroup. Because she has been, putting herself out there, just like dividing herself throughout a lot of different things all at once. So she is in dire need of just, resting a little bit or just focusing on herself. Ooh, oh, what is going on? What is there? Mm. Okay, of course. Of course, her husband always gotta have something to do with something. There is something here about, like, of course, conflict, mental confinement, mentally abusive, or like mental bullying, or like lots of conflicting energies and just lots of tense energies, and feeling like there is a loss of imbalance here. It's like that's crazy. At times where we can see like the picture perfect stuff that people want us to see, but you can still sense that there is something going on. Like you can still sense that there is a deep sense of sadness, or just that even if you're here with me, your heart ain't there with me, or like even if you're here with me physically, mentally, or emotionally, you're somewhere else. So like you checked out, and it feels like that too. It's like no matter what it is, or no matter what goes around, or like what goes on, there is still that void, and there is still that space, and there is still the type of tension that is going on there. And you can even like see that within like the pictures that were lastly posted by Beyonce herself. Like, they're out there, they were spending some quality time in Japan and whatnot, and just taking pictures together and everything. And she was always like linking that one song from Cowboy Carter, like the bodyguard song and whatnot, as in like she can be that for him, and the meaning of the song and whatnot. But the thing is, like, you're saying all that, but at the same time, like, you're saying that, but you're always trying to like manifest it even more in your life. Like, you're trying to speak it into existence and just make that shit even better, because honey, that man is not as happy as people might think that he is, because he's always in his feelings about something. He's always emotionally unavailable, like he's always cold emotionally. There are rare moments where he is, like acting tender, or like acting super warm and just being goofy. I mean, of course, being goofy is always like one of his strengths, but at the same time, like being truly, truly himself around her at times, and that's something that she misses. They miss having that type of compatibility, and just having that type of enlightenment and connection within their marriage, within their partnership, their agreement, their connection, whatever the fuck we wanna call, their shit. Because there is something here about, like, no matter what it is, or like no matter what I try to do or how I try to do it, there's always, we're two worlds apart. There's always that distance, there's always that coldness, there's always something going on, there's always something that is um yeah, there's always something here that is significantly pointing towards imbalance, pointing towards somebody just giving more, or yeah, somebody being more of a giver than a taker in this, like giving, and not taken as equally. And that is something that is always showing the inequality in any fucking dynamic of a relationship, and that is something that she is going through, like she is suffering from when it comes to that. It's like pouring and pouring and pouring, but when he's like pouring from a huge cup, but when he's not having his cup, like he's not having his cup meeting her cup halfway, so she's just pouring into the void, just like pouring into the sand, where the scent absorbs all that shit, but his cup isn't getting any of that. And even if he's getting all that, he's just getting droplets because he's not even there emotionally. Because he's not even there emotionally, and he's not seeing it the way that she's seeing it. And he just wants out, she just wants better. And it's like, where is the middle ground in this shit? It's like, okay, we can still work on that, still work on that and whatever, but there is still going to be that imbalance because, if your heart isn't in something, then no matter what the fuck you do, it's still ain't gonna thrive as good or as better than, how it should be thriving. There's a lot of disappointments. Yeah, there's a lot of disappointments and lots of jealousy, lots of pettiness when it comes to the heart's matters or like the emotions. And this is something that is always like a main theme when it comes to all this shit. All of that, feelings, all of that just negativity and all of those feelings that are just in terms of nothing good. Like, oh, we have our fair moments of bad and good, but it looks like negativity is at times like outweighing the good at times. There's something here about like feeling stuck, like not moving forward, not progressing, and not also, like moving backwards, but just feeling stuck at one place, like feeling feeling stuck at one place and not really knowing where is this heading, like where is it going, because like what can I expect or like what else can I even be doing at this time. Let's see what else. Yeah, it's like feeling like no matter what it is, she's just not moving forward. And that was one thing that was like just coming through strongly. Of course, everything when it comes to her marriage. It's always something like that. Like we gotta always start off by that, and then or like start off with that, and then just like go somewhere else, or like start talking about shit, other shit that she has going on. But one of her top main concerns is always like her marriage. It's always her marriage. Like, but then again, carrying on, there is something here about like a project. Well, not going to waste, but there's something here about like feeling like, I wonder if this is about like her hair, like line. Yeah, she sees like the slow progress, how it's slowly progressing and taking place about secret, because sacred, shit like that. Um, She's how it's slowly like taking progress or like how it slowly gets in its recognition, and she expected more. She expected more because this was something that she did out of passion, and she was trying to, like capitalize off of it strongly, well, not strongly, but like fast. She was expecting that it was going to just like sell out so fast, it was going to do this and do that and do that. Well, she, like let's keep in mind that she knows how, slow and steady it has to be, or like how long it takes to build a foundation for something off of the ground, and how long it takes for it to be uplifted. But at the same time, like she expected more because that was something that she was passionate about and that she took control of, or that she was headlining every other step that was out there. Like she was putting her all into that, even if it was something that she was putting her energy into and her love into and everything. It still wasn't enough for people to actually like believe that. She sees how people were bashing her for not promoting her hair care line, and how she's not doing too much or like she's not doing enough. It's like whatever it is that she does, people are going to have a lot to say about it, and that is something that is always like disappointing to her, because it's like I can never do something that is satisfying for people or to people. I can never do something that is going to make them like lay off of me. But ooh, I would hope that she wouldn't like uh walk away from this, or just yeah, like trying to walk away from this, but eventually just like giving up or just still trying to pull through, because there is a chance for the hair care line or the hair brand or whatever to actually like go somewhere. There is potential for it to like be unstuck and have a newer beginning, but there's a lot of burdens to be released. But people are going to always like be curious about it or like talk about it. If it's going to have its loyal fans or like loyal customers, then it can get somewhere. But if she gets to actually like promote it better and just like people get to actually like buy that shit out of credibility and not just because it is linked to Beyonce's name or it has Beyonce's tag or it's something that is out there, then they can actually like do something. It can get somewhere and it can get the recognition. And she knows that. She's hoping for the best. But at the same time, it's like no matter what the fuck I do, it's always something. It's always something in this bitch. Like all that yapping, all that talk. And that is something that shocked her because like she expected more. She put off like high expectations when it came to all that and everything, and she expected more because that's she knew or like she was always seeing how people would always be like, Beyonce's hair is so healthy. What does she do? I wonder what is she doing, everything. And now that she finally puts, she put them on basically on some of her stuff and what she does and everything, they're finding it hard to believe and they're skeptical about it. So it's like, damn, pick a struggle. For her, it's like, I do what I do and it's still not enough. I still try to do something out of love or like, to actually like monetize off of it. So I'm like, let's keep it a buck, but it's still not enough. So it's like, what do I have to do, or like, what do I need to do in order for y'all to actually see this? I am actually trying and doing something that is good, and something that can be even better if there was that support that is needed, or like that, yeah, it's needed for that to actually like skyrocket or like get better. I would say that she is heavily always like, curious and always seeing what people are saying when it comes to her. Definitely having lots of burner accounts where she is reading a lot of shit that people be saying from how she made herself so inaccessible to people. And now that she's trying to make people just like, trying to make all those connections in one lot and trying to reconnect with her people and her fans and everything just to sell out her shit. And she sees all that stuff. It's like no matter what she does, they're always going to talk. And this is something that she's kind of like realizing all over again. And that is making her feel sad. That is saddening her because, like, no matter what I do, they're just going to trash talk me or they're just going to do this and do that and just find a flaw in whatever it is that I do. In a way, people are blaming her for pulling back, and she is blaming people for making her pull back. As I always said in many readings, even if she is surrounded by so many people who are gawking at her and just like admiring her and being so in love and all and as all with her presence and her aura and how she's like how is she carrying herself and whatnot, but she still feels extremely so lonely and extremely so alone. So for her to wanting to connect with people and just really trying to kind of just do it at her own pace and just in her own elements and in her own way, and for people to still shit on it and just really say mad shit about her and everything, it still hurts her. Like, I'm never gonna win regardless. So like, fuck it. Whatever it is that I'm gonna do, it's just gonna be talked about like that. So yeah. I didn't expect for the reading to actually like take a turn like that, but I mean, whatever it is that we can get, it's good. Let's see. What is going to get on Beyonce? On Mother Beyonce. There is a lot of stuff that is going to be taking place, but like she's doing it at her own time, as I said. Like there is a lot of stuff that is going on. She is out and about. She is trying to uh I'm hearing coax herself out of her shell, but also like enjoying herself. She's trying to enjoy herself. She's trying to balance shit out from being a mother to actually like still going out and still doing this and that because she enjoys being a mother. She enjoys being heavily involved in her kids' lives now that she is much more, well, I would say like much more older or like much more freer and much more established where she can just lay back and just lay low and enjoy her life as a mother. Oh wow, I don't know why I'm hearing as a single mother. And I also heard like co-parental cooperate and cooperate. Ugh, well, that's That's surprising. But there's something here about like leaving some, like literally moving or like traveling. She would. I wouldn't be surprised. Let me see. Let's see. Is that right before I say something? But you know, um, a tour would be next fall, next summer. Well, the summer I would say like she would be working out or just like well, not working out, like exercising, practicing and whatnot. I don't know the proper word for that, but just warming herself up and whatnot. But I would say that a tour is gonna be in the works. It's already been in the works because there's lots of negotiations and talks and whatnot. um Next year, next winter, next summer, and autumn. So like, yeah, there's something here that's gonna happen that's gonna take place around her birthday, so like September. There is something here about September. There is something here about like her, just taking a decision on the women deciding to travel somewhere else, or just like going on a cruise or doing something refreshing for her soul because she doesn't feel so as much. Sorry, wait. That's the thing with her. Like at times, her energy is so fucking everywhere, and her energy is like so scattered that you just can't pinpoint what exactly she's trying to let you know and like let you hear, because she's like, that's the thing. Like she's a closed book, but at the same time an open one for the people that she would let into her energy. She trusts enough to let into her energy. But at the same time, it's like once you kind of tap into her energy, at times some people, some tarot readers as I see, say this, oh, she's so mysterious about it, or like she doesn't let anybody just do that. You gotta ask, you gotta do something, gotta ask. And once they tap in, they get some stuff right, but at the same time, it's like you can see that they add some stuff from themselves. But for me, I just see and say what I hear and what I am allowed to say. But well, allowed to say, of course, like, because if you see something that's just like super, I'd say like raunchy, like some naked shirt, whatever, you ain't gonna be saying all that shit. But you just really say what you are, you know, given and what you are hearing, and just be honest about it instead of just like adding more and just feed into delusions, and just be unbiased about it. And that is sometimes I do. And this, I just really don't like bullshitting people and just like lying. If I see something bad, I'm gonna say it. If I see something good, I'm gonna also say it. Like, I'm not gonna discriminate between the both. But as I was saying, there's something here about her deciding to just do something for herself because she is not, feeling herself like that. There's something here about like her raw emotions hitting her all at once, or just something that is going to hit her in her pride and making her feel like, I did all that, I put myself on blast just for people to shit on it, or just for this to happen and take place. Like, yeah, like whatever I do is just like that. There is something here about her just being so mad at herself and at the public too for like doing this. Just like you're saying all this, but you're not seeing that you are the reason for this happening. But there's a lot of toxicity that is surrounding her, that is also having to do with her past. Like a lot of shit that has to do with her past, with her home, with her childhood trauma or like childhood issues, and with her marriage also. Yep, with her marriage, and a lot to do with her home. It ain't as stable or as happy that as she tries to portray it. And there is something here, as I said, about the fucking public. Like, fucking public is having that disconnect from her while she is trying to latch on that little connection and just make the most out of it. But she gotta understand, or like she gotta just really realize that the more they connect with her, the more they're gonna pick up on all her secrets, or like they're easily going to see right through the bullshit. And she gotta understand that the way for them to connect with her is through the stage and through her songs, because well, I wouldn't want to say that she has made herself accessible, not accessible, but like she has made herself. She's a professional, I'd say that, and she's an artist, so she is letting them speak to her and listen to her, and she is speaking to them through her arts. And that is something that she made sure to do the more she grew up and the more she grew older. But now she's like, I want to connect more. I want to do what feels right. And I want to have that connection again. I miss that. But it's just like she doesn't know how to approach it. It's like whatever attempt she does or however she tries to approach the situation, it is still be looked at sideways, and people are still not believing that and are still feeling like, you know, we can't just connect with you on that level again anymore. People grew up on her. Well, I'd say like people grew up with her and then they grew up on her. I wouldn't say that they outgrew her, but if she's having like her loyal fandom, her loyal fan base, and her fans and whatnot. But not everybody is just going to enjoy everything like that. Shit happens, people change, and so does the timing, and so do the generations. So that is why she is trying to keep up even more and be like, trendy and just dress up like the younger generation, but with her own twist of it and with her own style and just rocking it the way that she's rocking it. People say that, but like the way that people be delivering shit, it just sounds insufferable and it just sounds like an insult. So, but there is a lot of hope to just heal a lot. She's always pouring into herself and trying to heal her wounds and trying to just, like, I got me. That's the thing. Like she's gonna be there for people and shit. But when it comes to herself and when it comes to wanting to heal herself and whatnot, she's going to do that on her own because she feels like if she lets people in, they're going to use that shit against her. The same way that other people from the past have done so, and the same way that the public eye has been criticizing her every move and every approach and her every word that is being said. So I would say that Beyonce is really kind of seeing what is the public saying. While the public is blaming her, she's also like blaming them. You know that meme of Spider-Man like throwing fingers and pointing out fingers at one another and whatnot. That is what is given here. Like you're saying this, but you're not saying that. You're doing this, but you're not literally noticing all that and realizing that this is your fault. Yeah, her energy is so restless when it comes to like her connections with all this and just like her mindset when it comes to all that. And of course, I'd say that even her personal private life isn't always like the best and isn't always better. But yeah, that is why Beyonce is needing that time for herself and is needing to get away for a little bit because she is all up in her head about shit, and then about the sacred stuff, and then about the money, and then about you know the rest. Lots of toxicity but like if somebody says something to her, she's not gonna like it. That is why she pulls back from people, because she is not able to handle the truth, the bitter honest truth. That is why she would rather just be on her own and just keep to herself rather than let people in just for them to really tell her what she is dreading to hear, because she knows that she's intuitive and smart enough to know and pick up on whatever it is that is always like a hassle to her and like bothering her, but she isn't going to act on it, especially since it has like money involved, like it involves money, and then it involves her kids, and then it involves everything else. But yeah, lots of tension and conflicts, and just feeling like shit can get worse, shit can get any worse, and just like we have no control over the situation. But an opportunity for some change or for her to make decisions, some decisions is gonna be on the horizon. But watch her again, just like be indecisive and not really pull it through. It's just like she always does. So yeah, that is just a quick reading on Beyonce and what are the interviews surrounding her and what is she going through, or just what is she dealing with. And I might do a reading on her marriage, like depending on my mood, I'd say. And if I just wanna, tap into that. And again, I would do one I think about her tour, or like about I think I'm gonna do one about her business ventures and why do they always just end up being left behind and whatnot. I mean, we got a little feel of this
which is something that people have been saying for the longest, which is, her doing all this and her having a hand in all this and whatnot, blaming them. Sorry, Beyonce blaming them for her doing this, and then them blaming her for, just doing all this shit and pulling all that type of like icon shit on them. But yeah, we're going to see if I'm gonna do that soon. I hope soon enough. And until then, enjoy this reading and some other ones or some Beyonce related ones in one of my playlists that you can find on my channel. And bye bye.